Okay, hello everyone. I think we are live now. So let's wait for people to join. And this will be the AWS Zero to Hero, Day 0 to Day 7 discussion where we will talk about all your. I'll try to collect the feedback regarding the sessions, and if you have any questions going ahead, if we can improve in some way. So it's basically a session where we interact about the course. How is the course going? So yeah, if my audio is clear, can you please put that in the comment section that you can hear me? Am I audible? Please type yes or no. Okay, let's see from people. Oh, wow. Okay, so the audio seems to be clear. Awesome. Hear you. Thanks for joining, Vasudev, Prudvi, Vback, Mr. Manners, Manzu, Sunil, Mahinder. Yeah, lots of people are joining. Okay, yes, go on. Perfect, perfect. Yeah. Okay, I get it that the audio is clear. Thank you so much for confirming. So, just to repeat for the people who have just joined, so this session basically I've set up this to collect feedback from you. How is the DevOps Zero to Hero, sorry, AWS Zero to Hero course going on? And if you have any suggestions for me, any feedback, you can also share that in the comment section, and we'll pick up this. But overall, we will see how you are learning from the course, and are the videos really helpful. These are the things. Yeah, enjoying the AWS Zero to Hero series. Mahir, thank you. Harish, thank you. Prithvi, okay, looks like good. Abhishek, good content you are delivering. Awesome. Yeah, so going ahead, we'll be also doing projects. So I have established some kind of ground regarding EC2, regarding VPC. So the next project that we'll be doing is technically going to be on, you know, we will do a public-private subnet demo where I'll show you how organization use AWS in real. So you might have done a lot of things like just deployed an application onto EC2 instance, but technically that is not how things are going to be. So in our next project, Day 7 is going to be a project that is real-time AWS project, and 99% of the companies use that project where we deploy public-private subnet and deploy the application in the private subnet and configure end-to-end right from the load balancer, the gateways, route tables. We'll see all of the things. We'll use auto scaling groups as well. So yeah, it's going to be really good. Follow the Day 7 video. How is the current market for AWS? Is there much opportunities available for the freshers? Yeah, definitely. I mean, there is definitely opportunities that are there for the freshers. So what you can do is there are multiple people giving multiple suggestions, right? So let's say I tell you something now, and some other person noise in voice. Oh, is it okay? Just give me 1 second. I think I can clear this. Okay, yeah, 1 second. I'll clear out the voice. I think I know what is happening. Just a second. Uh, can someone tell me, is the voice clear now? Is it audible? Do you still find noise? Oh, is it? Do you still get the noise? Let me see. Still same. Okay. Just give me a second. Not clear. Okay. Okay. 1 second.
Okay, can you confirm? How about voice now? Is it clear? Yeah, now clear. Can more people confirm if the voice is clear? Now it's clear. Okay. Yeah. Very sorry for that. Okay, so what I was saying is, someone asked me how is the market in AWS right now, right? So people ask this question quite a bit. How is market in DevOps? How is market in AWS? I'll give you one suggestion that you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe any other YouTubers or someone. You can perform a simple analysis, right? Just go to LinkedIn or just go to any job searching portals and see what are they having in the job description, right? So that way you can also confirm yourself which specific thing has market, right? Let's say, does AWS has market, Azure has market, or does DevOps have the market or not? In DevOps, which tool has good market? So that way you can understand yourself. But just to say, yeah, DevOps has a good market, and going ahead, it will also improve. Siddharth, thank you so much for the super thanks. Then thanks, boss, for the DevOps content. Actually, I do have doubt. What are the timings we can do with Python? And okay, what are the things we can do in Python? Okay, so we will do a project specifically on Python. The project name is called as Cloud Cost Optimization. I think that will come around 15, 16, or somewhere before 20th class, I guess. And that will be a really interesting project. It's going to be pure on Python. But is for only experienced persons. No, DevOps is not just for experienced person. Okay, like many people are asking this question. I see in other forums as well. So there is nothing like DevOps is for experienced persons. Okay, so if you are learning DevOps, there are internship rules. There are rules where people try to get into direct as a fresher into companies. Like even at Red Hat, we have seen DevOps engineers as freshers. There are internship roles for freshers. Like the chance can be low when you compare with experienced people, but there are definitely openings for internships and regular opportunities, and that will keep growing, right? I'm using HashiCorp Vault. Could you please tell us how do you set up HashiCorp Vault with Kubernetes? Okay, not in this specific series. Probably we'll be doing it outside the series. Vault is basically used for secrets management in Kubernetes. We'll try to cover it some other time, but definitely not in this series. Sorry. It's good. It's good see taking the feedback on the training videos. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Bharat. Because from your feedback, even I can improve and share the knowledge in a better way. But not receiving any calls for AWS. Yeah, it will take some time. Like I told you, the market is just getting better, and in future it will become good and it will come back to the original state. Then you will see the calls and opportunities. Don't worry. Please talk recording opportunities for non-IT students in cloud and DevOps. Okay, talking about non-IT to IT background, right? So it does not matter if you're coming from non-IT background or IT background. For companies, they want a DevOps engineer, they want a cloud engineer. If you are coming from non-IT IT background, they will do the interview and try to understand, do you have good knowledge? Okay. If you are a regular person, also they will do the same thing. So technically, it does not matter if you're coming from non-IT background or IT background. Only thing is you need to have good knowledge. You need to perform some projects, proof of concepts, and you should be in a stage to confirm the interviewer that okay, he has good knowledge, so there is no problem. Hi Abhishek, can you explain VPN concepts with VPC? Yeah, sure. I'll try to do that, Dina. Hello, can you please create video for shell script and Python script? We have a complete shell scripting playlist. So if you haven't seen that, Shailesh, please go to the channel and see shell scripting playlist. I've also written a complete website on Python. Like it's a basically a learning website. You can also find that on my channel. Anyways, we'll be doing Python projects in this specific thing as well, where I'll use Python and do a cloud cost optimization project. Can we you can switch from any profile to DevOps. There is no such problem. Only thing is, if you are in backgrounds like Linux administration, build and release configuration, for them it will be slightly easy because they relate DevOps so much. And if you want to switch from Salesforce or any other stream to DevOps, you need to you need to think of yourself, why am I switching from Salesforce to DevOps? What is the driving factor for me to switch to DevOps? Don't just switch to DevOps because DevOps are high paying jobs or something. What you need to understand is go through some DevOps videos. If you like it, then switch to DevOps. I have joined support. Now I'm preparing for give some tips. Yeah, just follow the DevOps Zero to Hero series. I have given a lot of in-depth understanding on tools, so that will definitely help you. What are the salaries? Salaries part, it does not depend upon the designation, or does not depend upon uh, DevOps engineer or developer, that thing, right? Salaries depend upon the company. So same software engineer at Red Hat might have a different salary. Software engineer at TCS might have a different salary. So you cannot define salary range. In real time, we use CLI to create instances. Yeah, you use CLI, you use Terraform, but first you need to understand how to create manually. Before doing automated way, you need to first understand manually. Only then that makes sense. Like let's say I'm just learning directly the automation, then you will not understand the basics. So that's why right now we are learning how to do things manually. When we get to cloud formation templates, there you will learn how to do it automatically. Hi, brother. Thank you for sharing the knowledge freely. I'm new to your channel. Thanks, Madhu. Uh, Please follow the DevOps playlist as well. Man, I'm glad that I've subscribed very early. I see your growth because you are explaining in such a way audience can easily understand. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Akhil. If I complete the DevOps and AWS, how much percentage chance to get the job? Okay, so see, basically, if you are taking paid course or if you're taking free course, there is no guarantee that you'll get a job. You will get a job only if you are practicing. So the content that I have shared in the DevOps Zero to Hero and the content that I'm sharing in AWS Zero to Hero, if you practice each and every topic that I've suggested, and if you understand it end to end, and if you do all the demos that we have done, then definitely will get the job. There is no other reason, because we have covered all the topics in DevOps. We are covering all the topics on AWS, which DevOps engineers use mostly. So there is no point of you not getting job if you complete these things. If I complete, yeah. How market demands DevOps with Python? Okay, I think many people are asking this question. I'll do a project on AWS with Python. The project is called as AWS Cloud Cost Optimization. That will probably come after day 15. And day 7, tomorrow, we will do a project that is completely related to on how users or how customers use AWS, how they deploy their applications on AWS, the architecture end to end with auto scaling groups, ECT, EC2, and all the route table configuration, load balancer. So in between these videos, there are always practicals. So definitely try to follow each and every video so that you understand the practicals. Can you make a video on Kubernetes installation on personal laptop? It is already there on my channel. Please check the Kubernetes playlist. What are the day-to-day activities of AWS engineers? Whatever we are trying to cover in this series are day-to-day activities only, because this series is not related to certifications. By doing this series, you will not be able to crack any certification. This series is only related to jobs. So whatever I'm teaching each and every day is day-to-day activity only. Like if you have learned about VPC, if you have learned about the projects that we're going to do ahead, all of these things are day-to-day activities. I'm not going to cover anything out of the scope of DevOps day-to-day activities. Bro, proof of concepts, could you please explain something how it should? Proof of concepts is whatever we are doing, right? For example, like I'm telling you, day 7, the project that I'm going to do tomorrow, whenever I'm going to upload, Sunday or Monday. So that is going to be a project that will be your proof of concept. AWS Cloud Cost Optimization, which I'm going to explain as a project, that will be your proof of concept. We will use cloud formation templates to create resources and do a project. That will be your proof of concept. Are you going to take some mock interviews? Once in a while, I do mock interviews on the channel as well. So maybe. Can you make a video on Kubernetes installation on personal laptop? Siddhant, there is already a video on the channel. Please check. Hi Abhishek, are you going to take some mock interviews as well? Okay, one small request is please do not spam the comment section, because there are many people who have questions. So I'll definitely take each and every question if you don't spam the comment section, right? If you spam the comment section, then I might miss few things. There are hardly 139 people in the live. So even if each and every person has a question, we can easily pick up, like even if half of the people have questions, let's say 60 people have questions, we can easily pick up those questions and complete. But if you spam, then it will be very difficult. Now the market demands DevOps with Python. Please help us with that. Yeah, I'll like the projects we have already done couple of projects on Python on the channel, and I have shared my website on Python where I've written Python website, right? That is also shared, and in the future also we will be doing in this AWS Zero to Hero also we'll do projects on Python. So there will be definitely help related to Python. Bro, I have been following you since 2 to 3 months. You are doing wonderful. Can we get series Python for DevOps? Thank you for sharing. I have specifically written a website which has complete tutorials, assignments, and everything, and that is called as Python by Examples by Abhishek. And there is a video where I have shared saying that I've written a Python website, and I'll also try to share that link on my next video description. You can follow that, or else I can show you as well. For example, people who have been asking, you can follow this thing. Let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you are seeing the screen. Yep. So just go and search for Python by Examples Abhishek.Veeramalla. You'll get this website. And in this, I've written Python only specific for DevOps. Like you might go to any Python website, you want to learn Python, then yeah, you can learn Python. But the thing is that will be focused on developers. Like they will not be doing a specific series for, or they'll not be writing content specifically for DevOps engineers, but this thing is only for DevOps engineers. So if you want to learn Python, then you can use this website. Again, this is completely free. So you can just search for Python by Examples, Abhishek.Veeramalla, you will get that link. Stop share. Awesome. Hey Abhishek, shell scripting playlist is enough to apply for jobs. There is no playlist that is enough to apply for jobs. Only if you practice, then it is enough, right? So many people just go through the videos, and if you just go through the videos, then that's not enough. But if you go through the videos and practice, then that's enough. Is Python necessary for cloud? Oh, so many questions. I think I've answered regarding Python. Let's move to the next things. Anna, could you please make content on Azure also? Sure, I'll try to do that. Probably once we finish this series, I'll think on what I have to do next. But right now, my focus is completely on this one, AWS Zero to Hero. Please do not spam DevOps and Cloud with Shiva. Abhishek, you're awesome. Thanks. Thank you so much, Shiva. Shiva is again a YouTuber who does stuff on DevOps and also cloud. So yeah, thanks Shiva for joining, and thanks for sharing that comment. Okay, next that we have is hello Abhishek. I completed DevOps Zero. Is it sufficient for 3 years? You can even apply for 10 years if you complete DevOps Zero to Hero and if you practice the videos, because there is so much in it. Okay, so you have to definitely practice each and every video, and you have to make sure you understand the concept in detail. Once you understand the concept in detail, you can also try to think of other possibilities. So yeah, that's enough. Golang course, I haven't started anything Golang course. I just did a video for explaining what is the scope of Golang for DevOps engineers. So maybe in future, but I don't have anything yet. Your videos are amazing, thank you so much. Uday, hi Abhishek, I have a question. Please share the sorry. Yeah. Please share the interview questions for 0 to 7. Okay. Yeah, I'll do once in a while. I'll share the interview questions. Once we are done with the project, day 7, I'm going to do a project. Maybe after that, I'll share the interview questions. Uday, definitely. Could you please complete projects with all tools integrated with CI/CD and also AWS? Like there will not be one project where you integrate all the tools. That's not possible. Like how can you integrate all the DevOps things in one project? So DevOps is not just one thing, right? DevOps is in multiple places. You have configuration management, you have infrastructure management, you have build and release management, where you automate and improve the efficiency. So DevOps is not just one thing. DevOps has a lot of things. So in one project, you cannot put all the DevOps tools. Will AI replace DevOps? That's not possible. I also posted a very detailed thing on LinkedIn, because AI, if it has to replace something first, it will be development. AI, if it has to replace something last, that will be DevOps. Thanks, Anna. You are hopeful. Thank you so much. Should I learn DevOps or AWS? Learn both. There is no problem. If you want to learn only one, then learn DevOps. But there is no point of learning just one. Try to learn both of things. Sai Sandeep, hi. Will AI replace cloud computing and DevOps? I just answered. Parvat, that's not possible. I've explained in reason as well. I mean, I explained the reasons as well. So you can watch my LinkedIn post, or just go to my LinkedIn. You will find it in last 5 or 6 posts, where I've detailedly explained why AI cannot replace DevOps. I'm not just saying that, but for the purpose of life, I think I'll need to cut short the answer. So in a nutshell, AI cannot replace DevOps. What should we learn first, cloud or DevOps? Better to learn DevOps first, then try to add cloud. But sometimes you can learn hand by hand as well, where you keep learning topics on DevOps, and cloud is where you enable things on cloud. That's it. Like, let's say you are practicing on your local machine. Instead, if you are practicing on cloud, then that becomes cloud engineering. Or if you are using Kubernetes on premises, if otherwise, if you're using Kubernetes on cloud, then becomes cloud Kubernetes service, right? So that's the only thing. If you're using services on your on-premise, then you are in the private cloud. If you're using services on public cloud, then you are in the public cloud platform like AWS. So overall, first you need to understand the concept of DevOps, then you can understand the concept of cloud. How much AWS knowledge is expected from a backend software developer? You need to at least have knowledge of what is happening, right? Probably you have your DevOps engineer deploying things and configuring things for you, but at least because you are a software developer, you should understand what is happening, the entire AWS thing. So have breadth of knowledge. You don't need to go depth of CI/CD services, or you don't need to go depth of any specific thing, but have a breadth of knowledge so that you will be an exceptional software developer. How to negotiate cloud DevOps salary? Negotiation, like how to negotiate, what you will do basically, like let's say you have an offer, then just try to tell them that, okay, why you need more than this, how you deserve more than what they are giving you. If you have another offer, just try to put that offer and ask. But there's nothing like there is nothing that you need to follow the specific words, or you need to follow a specific strategy for negotiation. Depends on your use case. How can we contribute to open source to start freelancing using DevOps or AWS? So open source and freelancing are two different things. If you are contributing to open source, there will not be any freelancing. If you are doing open source, that means you are doing things for free, right? So freelancing means you are getting projects from someone and doing it. Like for example, I do open source. I don't do freelancing. I did do freelancing in the past, but right now whatever I do is open source. But I am getting paid because I'm working for Red Hat, right? If you're doing open source by yourself, then you will not be get paid by anyone. The reason why Red Hat is paying me, because Red Hat is basically a company that enables and supports open source projects. For example, Red Hat supports Kubernetes a lot. So what we do from there is we contribute to Kubernetes, but we also have a product at Red Hat which we sell for commercial, that is OpenShift, right? So whatever we do, like for example, I contribute to Argo CD because at Red Hat we have a OpenShift GitOps product. So that way Red Hat ends. So we contribute to open source, but if you want to contribute by yourself, then you will not get paid, and that's totally different from freelancing. What should we learn, cloud or DevOps? I think I answered it. Hi Sandeep. Sai Sandeep, hi. Subha, please do not spam this. I think you kept on posting the same thing. Please do not do that. We back. Hi. Can you do three-tier architecture project? Explain. Sure, I can do that. But first of all, as a DevOps engineer, you should not be worried about 3 tier or 2 tier applications, because if it is a 3 tier, you will do some additional configuration little more. But it's a 2 tier, you will do little less. But what you need to worry more about is the entire ecosystem. If it's a 2 tier application, let's say, or if it's a 3 tier application, you will add more services to it, but that will not be difficult. The thing that will be difficult, even if you have good knowledge of just deploying a simple service which do not have front end, or which do not have any DB related things, still that knowledge is more than enough. You can just learn the 3 tier application with no time, because you know the entire thing. Just deploying a 3 tier application or building a 3 tier application is not that difficult. Thank you so much, Nick Maverick, for contributing to the channel. Hello, I noticed in your DevOps playlist you did not do anything on unit testing, integration testing. Do you plan to do videos on this future? As a DevOps engineer, you don't need to do unit testing. As a DevOps engineer, you don't need to do integration testing. When we did the ultimate CI/CD pipeline, there I have written an application because I have knowledge on Java. I have written an application which has unit tests, and as a DevOps engineer, your responsibility is to just run the unit tests. So we use Maven targets to run the unit test, and that will be the scope of DevOps engineers as well. So you don't need to understand how to write unit tests, or you don't need to understand how to write end-to-end tests. If you have that knowledge, that's good. But usually that's not in the scope of DevOps engineers. Only love and gratitude. Thank you so much. Can you explain when and why we need 3 tier architecture? Okay, when and why, like, it depends upon the application to application. For example, the application that we use in our company is not a 3 tier application. The applications that I contribute open source, most of them are not 3 tier applications. So it does not matter. Like, there is no need that your application has to be a 3 tier application. There can be applications which are just backend services. There can be applications which are 3 tier applications. So it depends. Let's say you are writing a website where you need to get information from DB, and where you also need to show that in a front end. Then in that cases, probably you need 3 tier applications. But if you're writing simple Kubernetes controllers which are just building reconciliation logic for you, then you don't need a 3 tier application. Shell script enough, or do I need to learn Python? First, learn shell scripting. If you still have time, learn Python. But shell scripting is mandatory because you automate a lot of things on a day-to-day basis to reduce the toil. Toil is multiple, or toil is basically a term that is used in SRE, which represents repetitive work. So as DevOps engineer, you reduce repetitive work. Okay, let's go down. Is there any coding required in DevOps? Yeah, coding in the sense you need scripting knowledge, and if you want to become, like I told you, if you want to become an exceptional DevOps engineer, then you can learn Go language and learn how to write Kubernetes controllers, so that you can also contribute to your DevOps applications that you are using on day-to-day basis. And even in your organization, let's say you want to enhance Kubernetes to build some extraordinary solution, then that will definitely help. Okay, sure, Rohit. I booked a one-on-one session with you on TopMate, but we could not meet, so I rescheduled it. I live in Eastern time zone. Sure, Rohit, if you have rescheduled it, that will get rescheduled. Expecting GitHub. Sorry, I did not understand. When did you go for Terraform? Sorry, Sohit. I did not understand the question. Bro, please give guidance on how to get interview calls. So to get interview calls, you have to be very active. There is no other option. Like, you cannot decide, you have to get interview calls or not, because it's completely out of your scope. To get interview calls, just be active. Try to apply as many things as possible. And whenever you apply, do not apply randomly, right? Whenever, just let's say you want to apply for a company, go to the company, see what they want, and just modify your resume according to them and send it, so that you will at least have an interview call. What is the difference between IAM user and IAM role? Okay, after so much time, I think someone has asked about the AWS course. So basically, IAM user are the users. Like, for example, if I'm working in an organization, I need access to AWS, then I need a IAM user to connect. So DevOps engineers would create an IAM user for me. What is IAM role? IAM role is mostly used for services. Let's say you have AWS Lambda. Let's say you are writing a serverless application in AWS Lambda. That want to, that service wants to access the other services in AWS. Then because that is a service, right? So it's not a user, but it's a service that is trying to get some information. Let's say from EC2 instance. So in such cases, you create IAM rules. So users are for the users like us, whereas for services, you need to create IAM roles. I hope that is clear. Just to give one more example, let's say you have an application that you wrote, your development team has written, and it's an application, it's a Java application, let's say, and while application is running, it has to get some information from S3 bucket, for example. Okay, to get that information from S3 bucket, it needs to, like your application inside the EC2 instance, need to have access to the S3 bucket. So for this application to have access to S3 bucket, you cannot create an IAM user for it because this is not a user technically. So in other languages, we call this as service accounts, whereas in AWS, we call this as roles. I hope it is clear. Anna, can you make end-to-end project which covers all DevOps tools, including Prometheus and Grafana? That's not possible. So sorry for that. In general, you cannot put all the DevOps tools in one project because technically that's not what DevOps engineers does also, right? Why will you use all the DevOps tools in one project? You are not writing an application which use all the DevOps tools, right? So you, let's say you have Ansible that is solving a different purpose of configuration management. You have Terraform that is doing a different purpose of infrastructure automation. You have Kubernetes, you have Docker, right? So these are different tools serving different things. Probably you can build a CI/CD pipeline which can get your application from Git and deploy it on Kubernetes. And again, once this is done, you will set up Prometheus as a different project. So all the DevOps tools cannot be in one single project. Hi Abhishek, can you do? Can you share DevOps project with AWS? Yeah, we will do. Ajay, we will do it as part of this series. Such you have 4 years of experience and want to switch to DevOps? Yes, it's possible. Do I need to learn DevOps zero to hero if I want to become solutions architect? To become anything in DevOps, you need to learn DevOps zero to hero because in that playlist I've covered DevOps from zero to hero. When we get complete openings on DevOps, this month May HRs called me, but no one scheduling the interviews. Yeah, it will take some time. In India, the market is already getting better. In other countries, yeah, if you are outside India, then it will take even more time. But for people in India, the market is already, looking better. So please wait for 1 month or 2 months because no one knows exactly when the market gets better. By looking at the interview calls people are getting, I can just tell you that yeah, it is getting better. Okay, can you please share Prometheus Grafana interview questions? Okay, sure. Sometime I'll try. Is service accounts concept in AWS or only in Kubernetes? Yeah, in general, the concept is in Kubernetes, but there are similar concepts in AWS. But service accounts are specific to Kubernetes, but that's not a term that is only used in Kubernetes world. In general, we use this term called service account in multiple places. Whenever you are using a service to access something, the permission that you give to this service is called as a service account. Let's say you are using a Python application, or let's say you are using any application to even access Jira, right? Or to access GitHub or something. Even in such cases, you would create service accounts because it's a service that you have written which is trying to access Jira. It's not a user who is trying to manually or through the CLI trying to access it. So in such cases, we also call them as service accounts. Your course is awesome on AWS. I just have one question. Any cloud provider in market who provides large machines in free tier? No. No one provides large machines in free tier. Can a DevOps engineer apply for SRA positions? You can apply, but that's not the purpose, right? Because as a DevOps engineer, you should focus on DevOps engineering. You should not be focusing on cloud. What is opinion on Code Cloud? Kesari Vamshi Gaud. I have never used Code Cloud platform. In fact, I've never used a paid tool or paid platform, so I have no opinion on it. Maybe if I have ever used it, I'll be very happy to share that with you, Vamshi. But it will be not fair if I give my feedback from reviews or something, because I have never practically used it. Can a DevOps engineer apply for SRE positions? Yeah, I was just telling that. Don't do that because SRE is a complete different thing. If you want to become an SRE engineer, learn SRE, prepare for SRE, and then give SRE interviews. AWS DevOps and Cloud Formation will come in this series. Yes, it will come. How to integrate Ansible with Git? Okay. As a DevOps fresher, can we do freelancing? If we can, then how? It depends on why you want to do freelancing. If your interest is in freelancing, then you can definitely go for any of these websites. You have Fiverr, you have Upwork, you have Freelancer. There are a lot of websites. Just search for freelancing websites, and any freelancing website has opportunities for DevOps. It does not matter if you are a fresher or if you are experienced. You just have to quote your expectation, and if your expectation meets, and if you have good reviews on these freelancing platforms, you can easily get freelancing project. And if you deliver it, then from next time you can get even more. But decide why you want to do freelancing and why not do this thing. If you ask me personally, I would recommend to at least work in an organization for a while, so that you understand real time experience is very very important. If you are just out of your college and if you directly step into freelancing, never in your life in the past you have done a real project, or never in your life you have experience to real environment. So it will not, I don't suggest it that much. I have Windows environment experience in DevOps, as no real experience in Docker Kubernetes. How to switch to company which has Linux based DevOps environment? Follow the DevOps Zero to Hero playlist, Rohit. I have used Linux everywhere. Will you cover about VPC endpoints, peering, etc.? Yeah, Madhuri, we will cover. Hello, Abhishek, big fan. Can you make a demo on AWS new launch feature EC2 instance connect endpoint? Okay, yeah. So they recently launched it, which replaces the Bastion host. Yeah. I need to do more research on it, Karthik, because it's very recently launched. Even I have to perform some things. I need to go through the documentation. Whenever I do video, I make sure that I understand that concept to the fullest. Only then I'll be able to deliver it. So I need some time to go through it. Maybe probably in future, Karthik, I'll do that. In service-based companies, focusing on monitoring part using Splunk also comes under DevOps role. So each company, like DevOps, is basically a culture and it does not have a proper defined set of roles. Anything that reduces the developer operations and improves the efficiency can be considered into DevOps. Some companies expect you to have knowledge on monitoring part using Splunk. Some companies expect you to understand and know the concept of Prometheus and all the other things in monitoring. Right now, yes, if you are a DevOps engineer, it is good to have knowledge on that, Sangati Vamshi Krishna. But in future, some of these things will be split into different roles even in DevOps. So there will be a clear differentiation between DevOps, SRE, platform engineering, and whatever that comes in future. Right now, there is DevOps, there is platform engineering, and there is also thing like SRE. So all three of these things are done by DevOps engineers in some companies. In some companies, there is nothing like platform engineering. DevOps take care of platform engineering, and then there is SRE. In some companies, there is SRE, there is platform engineering, and there is no DevOps. So right now, companies are dealing in different ways, but you will see this clear, very clear differentiation in the future. So yeah, for till then, it's bit hectic for the DevOps engineers to learn a lot of things. Please make a project series after completing AWS series. Like a series of solid 5 to 5 projects. We already have 5 to 6 projects on my channel, Rakesh. So if you even now, if you want to go and build your resume, there are AWS projects as well. There are Kubernetes projects. There are Docker projects, Python, shell scripting. Already you have projects, so you can start building your resume by looking at projects on my channel. I agree. You can apply to tools for one project like Netflix clone or something like that, can you apply all tools? Okay, like playlist, one video, CI/CD creation, other for deployment, other for monitoring. Okay, Akash, I'll give it a thought. Thanks for sharing that. Is it available offline course? What is it? How much system design knowledge is required for DevOps? See, the thing is that whenever you ask this kind of questions, it is like, first of all you need to have basic knowledge. Okay, first of all you need to understand DevOps. So understand DevOps entirely, and then, like, let's say you have confidence that okay, I have good knowledge on DevOps now, then move to a layer above, learn programming. Okay, and using programming you can be a DevOps engineer, like, you know, you can be a mile above other DevOps engineers. After you learn that, you can learn system design, you can learn high level design, low level design. Okay, so go step by step. Do not first go for system design as you keep learning DevOps engineering, because they're totally different things. And if you know DevOps engineering, if you know programming, if you know system design, then you will be a package of all the things, and that way you can be an extraordinary engineer. For example, I did the same thing initially. I started with programming. I learned DevOps. I have knowledge on system design. I have knowledge on high level, low level designs. I can build end to end applications. I can define the architecture, but it will take time. So don't run for it. Go step by step, and once you reach all of these things, then yeah, you will definitely land in a good company, and then things will follow you. Thanks, Abhishek, for your valuable information. Thank you so much. Can you please tell me the difference between DevOps and SRE? I did a complete video on the difference between DevOps, SRE, and platform engineering. But just to let you know, DevOps is basically whatever I keep teaching on the channel, anything that improves the efficiency for the developer operations. Whereas SRE is site reliability engineering, where your primary focus, once your applications are deployed, you have to make sure that your application is reliable. What is reliable, Godwin? Reliability means your application is meeting up the expectations of what you have shared with your customers. For example, as part of SRE, you share some service level agreements, you share some service level objectives, and inside your organization, you build some indicators. Okay, and these indicators will tell you, okay, if my application is reliable enough, is my application meeting the SLAs that I've shared with my customer, or all the SLOs are met, all the objectives that I mentioned in the SLA document are met or not, right? So SRE is completely different, where you make sure your application is reliable, you perform monitoring of your applications, you provide 24 by 7 production support for your applications, whereas DevOps does not fall into this category. Which one has more job opportunities? Right now, DevOps has more job opportunities. But like I keep telling you, in future, SRE will also grow. SRE will have bright future, because going ahead, you will find a lot of applications, like the startups, lot of applications reaching multiple people. Previously, there were only limited applications which reach large range, or a lot of customers. But these days there are multiple companies that are stepping in, reaching large scale audience. So reliability and scalability will be factors in the future where SRE will excel. Do they expect AWS DevOps and SRE for 2 years experience? They'll not expect SRE if you are a DevOps engineer. To become DevOps engineer, how many tools to learn? It's hectic. Nayum, yeah. So DevOps has a lot of tools. Sometimes it becomes hectic. I totally understand. Looking at the market right now, you can prioritize the tools. If it becomes overwhelming, or if you feel there are too many, uh, take these 5 tools: Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible, scripting, Git. So if you have knowledge on these 5 things, then definitely you will be easily able to crack job. That is as part of current market. Uma Mahesh, hi Abhishek. Is it mandatory to learn Python or any programming language, or just Python scripting enough for surviving DevOps? Yeah. So scripting will be enough to survive in DevOps. In future, like once you become comfortable, learn programming as well, so that in your organization, if there is any activity, you don't need to take help of developers. But as a DevOps engineering role, if you have knowledge on shell scripting, Python scripting, to automate your activities, to talk to APIs, to get the information, talk to the third party applications, then that should be fair enough as a DevOps engineer. Hi Abhishek, can we get cloud migration guide? Amrit, yeah, there is already, like, if you follow my day 0, I've already shared the content on what I'm going to do in this AWS series, and cloud migration is part of it. We'll definitely talk about cloud migration. Abhi, how do I contact for one-on-one session? I'm on TopMate. You can follow me on TopMate, where you can directly connect me. Certification like cloud platform or solution architect is necessary for fresher. For freshers, at least if you need to do some projects, if you have certifications, that will be added advantage. But take care of it, like these certifications are not for free. You need to pay for these certifications. So only if you can afford the certifications, then do it. But it's not a mandatory thing. Okay, nobody will expect you to do certifications. If you have certifications, probably you can get one or two more job calls, not jobs. You can get one or two more job calls, but it is not at all mandatory. Is computer science degree a must for DevOps? No, not at all. I don't have a computer science degree. uh, I am from a different stream. I am from electronics and communication, so it is not at all required. Okay, we have last 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, please post. Is it compulsory to use load balancer in a public subnet? How to configure? Yeah, it is mandatory. Uh, if you are working in an organization without load balancer, it will be very difficult. So if you are doing a personal project or POC, then load balancer is not required. But there is no organization that will not be using load balancer, because without load balancer, you cannot balance the load, right? If you are not balancing the load, then technically what would happen is your application uh, will receive requests for a certain amount. After that, it will not be able to scale. Then the other people who are trying to access your application, they'll not be able to. Are you still uploading day 7 video later today? Masud, no, I'm not going to upload day 7 video today. I'll share the information. It will be probably on Sunday or Monday. The reason is Sunday, many people are busy. So I don't know. It's a very important video where I'm going to upload a project. So I would want most of the people to follow the project and execute the project. So mostly I'll try to put it on Monday so that large people can access it, do it together with me, and you understand the concept of it. Can I learn DevOps before or after web development? You should have basic understanding of web development, not web development, but how application behaves, right? So at least you need to understand what is an application, how the applications work, what are the different things, how does the traffic flow to the application. That will help you in learning DevOps. If not, in my DevOps Zero to Hero series, I have explained right from basic level. You can follow that series as well. Have writing blog every day about DevOps Zero to Hero series. Also, I've been posting it on LinkedIn. I heard some suggestions like do not post daily about 30 days, 40 days. It will look more showcasing your thought. Definitely not. Amrit, that's a bad suggestion. Uh, if you are posting every day, that means you are learning something every day. And LinkedIn is a platform where you are sharing what you are learning and what you are doing. Probably someone might say me also, like, do not upload videos every day, because YouTube will not put your channel, or YouTube will not how to say that, promote your channel if you put videos every day. Just put it in alternate days, but it does not matter, right? As long as you're learning, if you are sharing things for good, then that's totally fine. There is no problem, Amrit. You can keep sharing every day. Who knows, one day your recruiter might find you through your posts. What about doing masters in cloud computing? Sorry, I have not done masters in cloud computing. I don't know what is the course. I don't know what they will teach in cloud computing. So Sanket, sorry, I'm not the right person. Are you covering real-time projects for AWS? So many. Will cover a lot of real-time projects. Is in-depth competitive programming required for DevOps? No. In-depth competitive programming is not at all required, Ganesh. What about doing masters? I don't know. Sorry, Sanket. Okay, last 2 minutes. Sir, is the playlist enough to get a job as fresher? Definitely. If you are a fresher and if you complete that playlist by doing the videos, you will definitely be able to crack the job. Praveen. Can you please explain IP address CIDR subnet masking? Okay, sure. I'll try to explain that. I explained about IP address and subnets, but if you did not understand, then maybe I'll try. How to get discount for AWS certification? There are multiple ways. One is you need to keep checking the portals. Sometimes AWS themselves will offer you these things. And the other thing is, if you're part of the student communities, or if you're part of some AWS communities, like if you are a AWS hero, or if you are an AWS community builder, then you will get these certifications for discounted price. Or else, like, my suggestion is keep checking the website. Sometimes they might launch it, but I'm not aware when is it going to be the next time. Open source DevOps or AWS DevOps? Interesting question. uh, Open source tools are most widely used, but again, you need to have knowledge on one cloud platform, right? So, like, tools like Kubernetes, Docker, Prometheus, they're all open source. You cannot skip them, right? You might learn AWS, but without these things you will not get jobs. So it should be a combination of both. First learn the open source projects, then move towards the AWS. Can be a student do DevOps course? 100%. Way to find real-time projects to keep in resume. Just go through the channel. There are multiple real-time projects. Just browse through my channel and you will find them. My PF is merged for 1 month with previous company, and now some HRs are not accepting my profile. Any solution to avoid PF issues, bro? Nagendra, sorry, I'm not expert in this area and I cannot give you the suggestion. Very sorry. Probably you need to talk to some HRs in other companies and see what they have to say. But sorry, Nagendra, I don't have experience or expertise in that field. मैंने 2 बार क्वेश्चन पोस्ट, आपको क्वेश्चन नहीं नहीं मिल रहा है. Anjali, what is the question? I'll just post it one more time and I'll definitely take your question now. Let's wait for Anjali to post the question. She has already posted 2 times itself, it seems. Um let's see what is the question. Bro, are your free videos on DevOps and AWS are Git? Yeah, definitely. The free content that I've posted, many people have already cracked the jobs, so you can definitely do that. Sir, which tools to learn in depth? Please tell. So 5 tools at this point of time: Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible, Linux fundamentals, or shell scripting, and finally Git. So these 5 tools at this point of time you need to know in detail. Anjali, I'm still expecting your question uh, because you said that you have posted 2 times and I did not reply. So just try to post it fast. Sir, is DSA helpful in DevOps role? Most of the times, 90% of the times, you don't use DSA in DevOps roles. Maybe in companies like Google or Amazon or somewhere, if you're writing Kubernetes controllers, or if you're writing any application related to DevOps, then you might use DSA. Personally, in all of my experience, when I was doing development, then yeah, I have definitely used data structures. But when I'm writing applications for DevOps engineers, I have not used data structures. But when I was writing Java applications, Golang applications, then I've used. So the answer for you, just to not confuse you, no, data structures is not that much required. Okay, so I think that's all I have for today. If I have answered your question, yeah, thanks for posting the questions. Let's say I haven't answered your question, definitely I'll try to do that in the next live sessions, or put comments on the YouTube videos. I'll also try to reply to you. So thank you so much everyone for joining. Please watch the day 7 video that I'm going to upload on Monday. It's going to be a practical project and it will definitely help you. You can also put that project in your resume. Yeah, and keep watching the other videos. And if you have any feedback for me, please share that in the YouTube comments, or you can also put those. You can also put that feedback to me on LinkedIn, and I'll genuinely accept your feedbacks and suggestions. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for coming live. Okay. Yeah, even thank you so much, all of you, for being here and spending time with me. See you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.